Well, there's no problem. If you had a gun, shoot him in the head.
So, welcome to Paul G's Corner. This is a podcast where not just everyone gets a voice anymore. It used to be, sure, but if you had a pulse and a pitch, you were in. But now the bar's a little higher. I'm looking for the weird, the sharp, the kind of stories that stick with you long after the episode ends. As we dive into the stuff that most folks overlook, the fringe ideas, offbeat lives, professions that slip past the spotlight. And yeah, there's still a line of interesting people waiting to tell their tale, but sometimes, even they'll get bumped by something stranger, louder, or just more unexpected. And as you know, I started this show because I like to talk to everybody. You know I do. That and Andrea keeps putting me in timeout in the corner, so I figured if I'm going to be stuck in the corner, I might as well make it mine. Welcome to Paul G's Corner. So he spent 20 years running an international filmmakers group, which means he's heard more bad pitches than a little league coach on a losing streak. Then he racked up another 11 years selling films across the globe, proving that with the right spin, somebody somewhere is going to say yes. And these days he's running a studio without walls, borders, or the patience for the same old Hollywood routine. Along the way, he's collected titles, stories, scars, and possibly enough frequent flyer miles from desk to destination to qualify as an honorary astronaut. He's done the serious stuff, the scrappy stuff, and the kind of stuff you only tell your friends after the second drink. And unlike Hollywood, he's not interested in making another remake or a sequel to a prequel. It's Mr. Eugene Mandelcorn. Hello, Eugene. How are you doing?
I'm doing fine. How are you, Paul?
I'm out of breath. That was a long intro.
Well, thank you. Thank you for the intro.
Chat GPT and I work hard on those. Little AI. Anyway, so you are in the film business. Now, I see you get a little bit of read a little bit about your background. You've made a few films that are on IMDb. How was that process?
Well, it started out, my father was a silent film actor who was born in the 1800s. And so he wanted me to get into the industry. He didn't make it into the talkies. He always said, well, I never had a speaking role. And so I was kind of resisted it. And then when I was in my early 20s, I was living in a tent in the center of the city. I didn't consider myself homeless because I was working in a restaurant, washing dishes and closing the restaurant down, cleaning up at 2:00 in the morning.
Yeah. Now, so let me ask you a question. Mm-hmm. Was it more dangerous then or more dangerous now to live in a tent?
I'd say it's more dangerous now because there's so many more people living in tents.
Yeah, there are, especially in California. California is not the place you want to be if you don't have enough money to pay for a house. Mm-hmm. But so you were working in a restaurant. It kind of sounds like the normal Hollywood kind of job thing going on.
Yeah, well, I made enough money. Eventually, I got myself a vehicle, a red and white Volkswagen van, and I moved my bed into there. And then I had a mobile home. I could travel.
Would the van haul that thing?
It was just a bed, and then the temp was all folded up.
No, I mean the camper, the mobile home. Are you talking about a big mobile home?
No, it was a red and white Volkswagen van. It was very small.
But you got a mobile home too.
No, I called it a mobile home because I called it my mobile home because I could travel now.
I didn't have to duck for that one to miss me. Huh?
Yeah,
my fault. But but you've been in California all your life, though, right?
Well, I've traveled a lot, but yeah, that's been where I was born. That's where I stayed. Yeah, I was born just north of Hollywood, in the city of Glendale.
Yeah. I used to live in Huntington Beach, and I also lived in Chino.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
That's where I live now, in Chino. Yeah.
Chino has a nice big prison there.
Yeah.
I used to work at the 24. I can't remember what the fitness place was called in the 90s. I was signing people up for. You wouldn't think to look at me now that I'd have anything to do with fitness because I have a little too many more pizzas packed in here. But I used to work for signing people up for memberships at that place.
Really?
But then at that time, though, it was weird. I worked in Chino, but lived in Laguna.
Oh, really? That's a good distance.
Wasn't there a Porsche dealership like right on the waterfront at one point?
I don't know. I was never into Porsches. I never got into that range of cars. But yeah, the closest I got to a Porsche was I had a Volkswagen Sweet 16 Carmen Ghia. I mean, it was 16 years old. That's why I called it.
It probably had some Porsche 16 parts in it. Or the Porsche had some of the its parts in it. One of the two. Uh-huh. Anyway, so you have you've made some films. Which films are these?
Well, I have two in distribution right now. One's Grave Images and one's called Lead the Way. And lead is spelled LEE''D. So it's not the typical lead the way.
Interesting
phrase. Yeah.
So how did you put those together? How were you able to make those happen?
Well, one of them was my first film that I made back 35 years ago. That was Grave Images. I had went to film school nearby, and some people were in the film school that did very well, like Sylvester Stallone and James Cameron. And I wanted to make my first feature film. I just wanted to do it. So I invited some of the students who were also wannabes into my living room, and 5 of them showed up. So the 6 of us wrote down on a piece of paper what credit we wanted on our first feature film. And we started brainstorming, and that film, 18 months later, we screened it during the Cannes Film Festival in France.
Nice.
So that's how I got started, basically.
So any notables that you were in school with?
Well, there was, like I said, Sylvester Stallone was a student there, and James Cameron, and the teachers were people like Lucille Ball taught comedy, and Orson Welles taught directing.
Interesting.
Yeah, very, very interesting school. It was called Sherwood Oaks Experimental College, and it was on Hollywood Boulevard in Hollywood.
Interesting. I was invited to apply to AFI Film School, but I didn't go because it was $600,000. And I was like, I have no idea how I'm going to get. And 450 of it was literally for your film. So you're financing your first film through your college scholarship.
Well, kind of. I tried to get into UCLA and USC, which were 2 of the biggest schools.
Milius was
and I couldn't get in them. But even if I had the grades to get into them, I couldn't get in because it was too expensive.
Yeah, John, that was about, it was just, sounds like it may have been just after the time of Milius, Spielberg, and Lucas then.
Oh, you mean, which time are you talking about?
When you went to school.
Oh, it was 1970s.
Okay, so they were either after, you just missed them by a year, probably.
Maybe, but a lot of the people who were big in the business, the people on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, a lot of them were teachers there. So
one of my people I look up to as a profession is John Milius. I know not everybody likes him, but he's gregarious and crazy, just like I am. He's never seen something he wouldn't mind just jumping in the middle of. And I never met him, and I probably never will. He had a stroke, so he's not doing so well. But he just, he wrote Conan the Barbarian, things like that.
Uh-huh. Yeah, well, I had friends who worked on Conan the Barbarian, editor on it and stuff.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I know. So I had a poster of it. I used to have a poster from that film in my garage that the editor gave me. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So where do you get the scripts? Have you go out and hunt for a script, or did you write it yourself? What did you do?
Well, on the first film,
that was probably years.
That 35 years ago, we had a whole team of writers. We actually expanded from those 6 people in my living room, and more people came aboard before we actually made the films. But we had on that like 5 or 6 writers, I think it was, on that film. My most recent film, Lead the Way, I was the only writer. I wrote it, and I was also a producer on Lead the Way.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. So, what's Lead the Way? What is that?
It's the story of Patrick Lee, who is legally blind and autistic, the perfect candidate for president of the United States.
Did he win?
Well, you don't. I'm not going to tell you because you got to watch the film.
No spoilers here, I guess.
Right.
So yeah, and now you're working on finding more films and things like that. Tell me about what you're trying to do now.
Well, our next film, because we at the studio try to do films that do more than just entertain. We're making films that can actually offer possible solutions to the problems we face in the world today. The next film that we're working on, we're going to show a possible solution to the homeless crisis. Okay? And it's about a documentary filmmaker who is making his first feature documentary about housing the homeless.
Interesting. So what's your take on that? How do you tackle something like that?
Well, you have to find the money and a location at the same time. That's what we're doing. We're doing something called shoot and flip. So we have our angel investors invest in a property, and then we shoot a feature film there. Then they can hopefully sell it for a profit, including the props from the film and the furnishings from the film after the film's been shot. So that's called shoot and flip. It's similar to fix and flip in real estate. But in this case, our sweat equity is shooting a film there instead of fixing the property up and getting a profit from it.
So
that's what we're doing on that one. Yeah.
Whenever you do any set dressing, you got to leave it, sounds like.
Well, you leave whatever you can. If the investors, the angels, want to sell the props and the furnishings before the person who buys the property, especially if they don't want that material, then, they can make the money on selling it, like at auction.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things that I've always tried to do, I know that I can make a feature film for around anywhere between $80,000 and $120,000.
Mm-hmm.
I know I can do it. Problem is, I don't have $80,000 to $120,000 to do it with. And my one thing I always wanted to do was to grab the cameras, buy the lenses, either used or whatever, and buy all the equipment and keep it in-house, and then shoot the movie. And now that equipment goes to the next movie and the next movie, and there's no rental houses, there's no, and the way the equipment is these days, as long as you're in 6K, you should be okay for the next 15 years, at least. Especially if you're shooting on a Komodo or something like that, which is a red camera, which recently got bought out by, was it Panasonic or Nikon? I can't remember. Anyway, I think it was Nikon. But and your most of your investment, because if you rent a half-ton grip truck, that could be upwards of $15,000 a day, because it comes with people.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, but if you own the grip truck, it costs you $0 a day, and you get to write it off your first year on your taxes.
I know you did a film called Remorse, because I watched it.
Yeah, a little short film. Yeah.
Yeah, but the interesting thing is it didn't have dialogue.
Nope, it did not. That was by choice.
And yeah, and you've got one of the greatest voices in the business.
Well, it's so great that no one listens. I mean, it's not doing. I wish people would listen. If I could get it, people to listen, it probably would. This type of stuff would take off, I think.
Yeah.
What I'm doing, because I'm just talking to normal folk.
We work with a lot of voiceover actors in our projects. And we're going to be doing also, we have some upcoming projects that will be using a lot of AI. We'll still have voiceover actors, but the characters will be AI. Yeah.
It's getting there. I mean, you have to spend a bunch of money on the best one right now, but in a year, it's going to be nothing. You can just do it from your laptop at the house.
Yeah, it's getting very, very inexpensive. We have a member of our studio that is in post-production. He's the writer and executive producer on a AI feature that should be coming out later this year. And it's, like I said, it's in post. And it's amazing what you can do with AI and how much less expensive it would be for independent filmmakers to work in that area.
We have a script called The Conscript that Donald Upton and I wrote, and it's an MMA fighter. Oh gosh, I don't know if I can remember the log line. An MMA fighter looking to take revenge on his wife's death finds that the world is controlled by an alien. Oh God, I can't do it. Anyway, I won't give you the log line. We'll just go the long way. So he's on his hunt to find the people that killed his wife. He finds that an alien has crash landed on Earth and uses mind control to make everyone do his way. And he's got right there on the cusp, right before the mind control goes worldwide, and it's MMA fighter, aliens, and mind control. I mean, it's in space. It's the perfect thing for sci-fi. When I tell people about it, when I get the log line right, they're always like, "Yeah, I want to do that."
It's also perfect for AI.
Yeah, it is perfect for AI, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't have to do all the CGI and the mind control and the robots and the androids and the spaceships. And AI is going to make it to where I can make my film sitting at my desk.
Yeah, because we have a plan starting next year. We're going to be starting up a feature franchise with the sexiness of James Bond and the physical comedy of the Pink Panther.
Oh, man.
Yeah, and it's called the Mindy Mountain Murder Mysteries. And it's going to star my sister, who's been dead for quite a few years. We're going to bring her back to life. You don't have
to pay her, so it's a good choice.
We're also going to bring her back to life with AI. And she already has a following, as an actress. So, yeah.
Interesting. Very, very interesting, actually. I do know that the other part that I've had issues with making films is I have a film called I Killed Morgan Freeman.
Really?
Yeah. And basically it's this average Joe dude, and he's forced to drive home from Florida to his house in Memphis, Tennessee. And on his way, he drives through rural Mississippi. Well, Morgan Freeman lives there, and he's checking the mailbox. And he accidentally clips him.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. But it turns out, well, first off, he has to go on the run. He has to go into hiding. And he ends up in the Rocky Mountains because the entire planet wants him dead because he killed Morgan Freeman.
Wow.
Do you
have all these scripted? Do you have these projects?
Both of those are done. We also have TV. We have like 4 TV shows with show Bibles and everything, the whole 9 yards. I mean, we've done all the work. It's just we don't know anybody in the business that's powerful enough to and helpful enough to pass on the scripts. So there it is.
Yeah, well, I was just watching some AI stuff just the other day, and I see them using a lot of name people in the industry and parodies that they're putting together on major films, parodies using AI renditions of those named players.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's allowed as long as it's a parody.
Right. Yeah.
But I don't know. I Killed Morgan Freeman could be considered a parody.
Yes.
Interesting.
Especially if you get the rights from him just to be killed in the first act.
But here's the thing. He's not killed in the first act. Spoiler alert. He comes back and apologizes for pretending he was dead. And he said he should have never done it. and he has to release Joe. His name's Joe from his purgatory hell that he's living in. He's renting is pretty funny because he's renting the place he goes to hide out. He's renting from this little man that's really kind of weird. He's really an elderly man, but he's still very spry. And for some reason, all over his cabin is, oh gosh, I can't believe my brain's skipping on this, is pictures and on news articles from the guy that jumped out of the airplane and stole all the money over Portland.
Oh, yes. Right.
What's his name? Oh my gosh.
I can't remember his name either.
but we imply that's him, right?
Uh-huh.
And of course he's being chased by a news crew all across the country. And then he falls in love. But the only way he can resolve what it is by dealing with his own baggage. And in one scene at the end, his bag that he's had the entire time that says Joe Stuff has a sticker on it that says Joe Stuff, floats down the river, and he has to choose to get the bag or save himself. It's very poignant because it's either the bag, his baggage, or keep on living.
Oh.
And that's towards the end of the movie. It's really good. It's really well put together. We won the National Lampoon screenwriting contest for that.
Wow.
But they said they couldn't do it because it takes Morgan Freeman to get it done. And we're like, we know. Somebody give it to Morgan Freeman.
Make it a parody.
But the conscript is really nice. It's a fight all the way from beginning to end with a lot of drama and silliness. It's kind of like Jackass meets Star Wars.
Well, you should make at least one of these films.
Yeah. I think we have 4 other ones. Those are the 2 that I'm most proud of, though. Both of those have won awards for their screenplays.
Well, I just saw a film recently. It was the filmmaker's first feature, his premiere feature. And I was just really shocked. I thought it was great. Really, really good. So, there's a lot of opportunities now out there for people who are making their first feature.
Yeah. The only problem I run into is actors. My actors.
Well, that's what I'm saying. AI.
Yeah.
AI.
No kidding.
If you can use AI, then, it's going to be a lot easier.
Why that one didn't have any audio.
Well, I can tell you one thing about that film that I was telling you about from a member of our studio. I won't say his name or anything, but that film, they said, would cost $20 million, not 20, $200 million to make if it was made by a studio. And they're going to come in around $500,000, 500,000.
Yeah.
For a film that would cost the studios $200 million to make.
It cost you $4 million for promotion. Most people, when they see the budget, the movie budget is $200 million. Well, it's $120 million, and the $60-70 million is for advertising the movie so you'll watch it.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot of
they spend a lot on advertising. Yeah.
They the outlets soak them for it. They soak them for every dime, which is not really all that fair anymore because nobody watches TV in the old way, like you and I know it. And no one watches movies in the old way that you and I know it either. It's different now.
Well, if you're doing an independent low budget film, you just have to make sure it has enough hooks to to bring the audience in. I mean, when you talk about a Blair Witch Project or you talk about a Paranormal Activity, you have to have those hooks in there to bring an audience in to watch it. Because if it's different enough in one way or another, it's going to attract an audience, and it can be done again and again and again.
Yeah.
If you come up with enough hooks in your film to attract that audience by word of mouth.
And it also has to have good story. I mean, the story has to be there. If the story's not there and it falls flat, I mean, look at Ishtar. If you remember the movie Ishtar, it was a great movie, but it's not a great movie at all. It's quite terrible, but it's a great movie. Weird, right?
Yeah. Well, it has the stars, it has the visual content, it has all that.
There's the fighting and the hooks.
Yeah.
But it doesn't have a story. The story falls apart. And I you know what? It might have been the choice of putting a Scotsman as the main Arab in the movie. You know, that may have been a problem. I don't know. So anyway, so where are you guys? How can people find you, and how can they find your films?
Well, if they have the titles, they can find them on streaming services. They're on streaming services all over the place, like Lead the Way. You just have to know how to spell the first word, LEE''D, Lead the Way, because Patrick Lee is the main character, and he's running for president, and the people chant, Patrick Lee, lead the way, Patrick Lee, lead the way. So that's where the title came from. But yeah, you can find it on Prime Video, you can find it on YouTube, you can find it on Tubi, you can find it on many different streaming platforms. The same with my first film, Grave Images, is streaming around the world as well.
So very good. So pardon me, I'm over here thinking about 10,000 other things. I'm a terrible host today. I'm an absolute terrible host today. So are you, when your stuff that you've got going on gets done, when do you think when do you think that stuff, the new stuff will be out?
Well, we're planning on shooting Making It, which is the story about the filmmaker, the documentary filmmaker.
Yes.
That one we plan to shoot this year, and hopefully it will be premiered next year. That's nice. What our plans are. Yeah, and that one's a double rom-com. Okay, so there's two romantic comedy couples in the film, that get together. So
I could be so mean and be like, are they fighting over trash? But I'm gonna.
Well, one of them is a young couple. One is the filmmaker who's shooting the documentary, and a young woman who is the head of the nonprofit that is planning to build the houses for the homeless. And then the other two characters are elderly, older homeless individuals.
Really? Elderly?
Yeah.
How elderly is elderly? I mean, were we talking octogenarians?
They're 70s. They're
septuagenarians? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Very nice. Well, I appreciate you being on the show today. I really do. And where can they find you if they want to ask you a question or help you fund a film?
Well, if they want to get in touch with me, my name is Eugene Mandelcorn. If you know how to spell it, Mandelcorn. I'm the only Eugene Mandelcorn in the world. And to remember the name, the man was the farmer in the dell, and he raised corn. Mandelcorn. Yes.
Very nice. Very nice. Well, I appreciate you being on today. I really do. And I am glad that we got to meet and got to talk to each other. Also, too, I just updated my website, paulgnewton.com. That's paulgnewton.com. If you can't spell that, well, whatever. Go to that website and you can buy merchandise. I put up some really interesting t-shirts there that no one will ever buy. Everyone will buy. That's right. Everyone will buy it. Maybe. They're actually pretty funny. There's a space hamburger. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, go to my website and see the space hamburger because it's actually really funny. And a really angry cat. There's a cat t-shirt that's really angry. Anyhow, so watch out for another edition of Things I Want to Know, where Andrea and I talk about Arkansas cold cases again, because we're on the hunt. I've filed a bunch of FOIA requests to get more information on a murder that happened in Bella Vista, just down the road from me, in 1989. But you're going to have to subscribe and listen to both, because if you don't, I'll just be mad and sit here and pout behind my desk because I don't know who you are. But that's okay. Anyway, I appreciate you guys listening, and thank you for being in Paul G's Corner.